shall we go. All right, what's up, guys? It is early. It's 6:07 right now. We are just pre-flighting the helicopter to head out to this compound. We got our crew here. Say hey.
Hi. Good morning.
Kinsey.
It's so beautiful right now.
Albert through the glass. Oh hey. So most of you guys know that I got my helicopter license last year. While I was doing that with Albert, Kinsey was also getting her helicopter license.
At the same time.
At the same time.
He has way more hours than me. He's been way more on it than me, so I think he's doubled my hours.
While we were taking our lessons, it was kind of like, well, do you ever want to create something together? So they just opened up this new spot in the side of a mountain. It's completely private, beautiful space to shoot. So it's almost sunrise. We're gonna fly up there and play around and see what we get.
Helicopter 93 Papa, taxiway Delta Beam Atlantic, cleared for takeoff.
Stay close. We could get lost out here, but I know.
Holy goodness, this place is absolutely ridiculous.
This exceeds my expectations for sure. I feel like it hasn't been shot to its potential.
Oh yeah, we got
this.
I've been thinking about putting together some crazy spot for my clients, some like really top package. And I've wanted to do like a house in Malibu. I've always thought that would be really cool, but I honestly think this might be the spot. So we're gonna check it out. We're gonna play around with some stuff and we'll see. All right, so first we're gonna do some cute shots in this dress and kind of get warmed up. The light's really beautiful. It's gonna be kind of lifestyle-y, so ready?
Yeah, where do you want?
Basically, I want a little light in your hair. And so the easiest way to see that is just look at your shadow. And if you can see your head in a shadow. So the difference between having light on their hair to separate them from the background and not is actually pretty massive. And the easiest way to explain this to them is tell them to look down at the ground at where their shadow is. And if they can see their head in that sunlight, then they will have really good hair light. Another tip I have is to use your environment. It's easy to get so focused on the subject that you forget to include the beautiful place that you're shooting. So use framing, leading lines, whether it's from trees in a field or plants or windows in your house. It makes for a more interesting photo. Okay, sweet. So we just finished up the dress shots. We're gonna switch to some swim. There is a pool, but it's pretty cold. I don't think we're gonna get in it. I'd be too cold to get in. I don't think I'm gonna ask Kinsey to get in it. Normally I shoot with this other lens, but since the environment here is so pretty, I'm gonna shoot with this guy mostly.
Okay, just put me where you want.
Is this a crazy candle? Crazy candle. I'm just gonna move. This guy's going up here. I don't think that adds to our theme. Okay, the robe is beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll kind of play around with like it sloping off your shoulder and then just kind of like hanging, some stuff like that. I just want to see what our light's doing. So you can hang out there for a sec. Just got my focus dialed in. That's beautiful. Go ahead and rotate just a little bit more towards the sun and then we'll get a little bit more of that light to hit your body. Go sideways, like put your elbow out over here. Yeah, there you go. And then your top leg, let that kind of lengthen all the way. The longer the legs look, the happier my clients usually are. In this first shot, you almost can't see her legs. So I asked her to lengthen her leg and remove the robe from it. We get a much longer profile this way. We're just gonna move all of that stuff to the bench so that it's not in the, oh, that's perfect. And then see this little light hitting your leg here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Wow, 93 Papa looks so good. You do too, both.
So sexy.
Damn, that helicopter though. You're getting hit from...
The TVs are fucking...
And then do that head tilt one more time, drop it. That's amazing.
What? That's it literally, the reflection,
The reflection of the TV
hit my eyes perfect.
With the robe sort of like flowing.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start here. Love it. Pretty good.
Stay close. We could get lost out here, but I know.
I'm just gonna take this one away, because that's gonna block too much. See, this guy's hitting your face, blocking the sun. I don't want that. So if you want to come up another inch, there you go. Check this. There you go. Stay there. I'm gonna see what it looks like a little bit further back.
On my knees. So I keep my right hand to the wall.
Wow, that's great.
Eyes on you. Stay close.
Let's go. That's not how I was imagining it. All right.
It's fucking good.
way cooler than I'm like imagining.
You're like, what am I even doing over here? It's like, oh, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm
Stay
doing.
close.
All right, let's do. I feel pretty good about everything that we shot here. I feel like swimsuit, like arms up on the helicopter, like kind of towards the tail of the helicopter could be cool. Okay, the only thing that I want you to be mindful of is the sun is if you go a little bit more that way and then your hands are a little bit further this way, the light should be able to hit your face a little bit more. So scoot back away from the helicopter another inch. Yes, that. That's great. With this hand, you can go up here. Okay, eyes at me. Ooh, okay. Nice.
Stay close. We could get lost out here, but I know. That we gon' make it out alive.
Rotate just another inch. Other way. Eyes at me.
Wishing I could run light speed. Pressure in my tempo.
Good work. Good work. So you guys just saw me work with lighting, work with posing, and now I want you to see my editing process on how I go from these raws all the way to these finalized edits. And there are not that many steps. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this one. So the first thing that I do with every one of my shots, and I think it's a great way to speed up your editing workflow, especially in this case, this is not that saturated of an image, is to use one of my presets. These are the Ever Summer presets. They are available at my store. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. So we can see before and after, just one click really does quite a bit. Now the next thing you're gonna notice is that the sun is coming into the lens, which can be a really cool look, but you can see here on the histogram, it's kind of flat. It's like everything's kind of happening in the middle. These darks aren't actually that dark. So one way to do it would be to bring the blacks down, but instead what we're gonna do is use this dehaze. And I really love this tool. It just does such an incredible job of flattening out this Instagram and get this Instagram, oh my God. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is control the exposure in specific areas of the photo. So you can see here that this is super bright. It's way, way, way too bright. We could bring the highlights down on everything, but it would just sort of mellow out all of the nice brightness that's happening around her. Instead, what we wanna do is grab the gradient. So we're gonna grab the gradient and we're gonna get here and we're just gonna bring the exposure of this down a little bit and we're gonna take the highlights and we're gonna bring the highlights down. There we go. Now she's gonna continue to be super bright. In fact, let's go ahead and brighten her up. What we're gonna do here is grab the radial tool, put this at +0.3, invert, and let's go ahead and put a little brightness over her face and then over her body, and then we can click Shift M to get that. Wow, that's way too bright there. So let's go ahead and delete this guy here. That looks pretty good. So here's your before and your after. Couple of sliders, couple of clicks. That looks really amazing. All right, let's do the next one. Okay, also similarly, not that saturated. Looks very beautiful, a little harsh in the lighting. So we're gonna start the same way we did last time. We're We're gonna go ahead and add a preset. So instantly you can see so much more vibrance in the green, so much more life in her skin. This looks really good, but the skin's really bright. This a little bit in here is bright. This little bit here is bright. So since so much in the photo is bright, we're gonna go ahead and do a global adjustment on these highlights, and we're gonna bring these down quite a bit. Beautiful. Okay, next thing, of course, we are going to brighten up the shadowy areas of her face. So we're gonna do that same thing. Radial filter. We're gonna do a little bit more on the exposure, and we're gonna do invert and go ahead and brighten up these areas. You can also hit Shift M in order for the shortcut for the radial tool. So let's go ahead and do that again. There we go. And then let's just bring up the overall shadows a little bit, just so there's not quite so much contrast. Bring the highlights down and then brighten this whole image just 2 or 3 spots. And here is your before and after. So what's the structure? First, use a preset that you really like, get your exposure right, do your localized brightness adjustments, and then you're pretty much set. All right, so let's go ahead and do this third one. So first of all, you can see that she's a little bit dark in this picture, but the reason why I did that is because we're holding all of this detail in the sky. If you were to shoot it much brighter to start and make her the right exposure, then we're gonna lose the detail in the sky and we're not gonna be able to bring that color back very easily. So what we're gonna do is the same part of the workflow that we have been doing. Go ahead and grab the preset first. We're gonna do this crush preset and it's gonna put a little bit of color into there. Now, same as always, this is a little bit bright. Let's go ahead and bring the highlights down. That looks really, really, really good. And then we're gonna have to brighten her up, same way as we have been. Shift M. It's going to bring up our localized adjustments, and we're going to do one for her face. We're going to do another one for her body here. Maybe we'll do one more full one here. This looks really nice. Maybe this area is a little bit too bright, so let's do the opposite. Let's go ahead and select this area, and we're going to take the highlights, and we're going to bring the highlights down here. Maybe we'll even drop this 2 or 3. That looks really good. And then to compensate, let's go ahead and brighten her leg back up. There we go. The next thing I think we're gonna do is, this is an okay blue color, but I think for this shot, it's gonna really look interesting if it's a little bit more teal. So let's scroll down here to our hue. We're gonna come down to blue, and we're just gonna tap the down arrow 2 or 3 times and push a little bit more of that cyan in there. That looks amazing. So I'm really loving pretty much everything about this photo. I still want for her to be a little bit brighter in relation to the rest of the photo. So let's go ahead and bring the entire darkness of this down. And then again, we'll go to Shift M and we'll do one more of these localized adjustments. And right there is pretty good. Let's do just a hair boost, a hair boost. All right, so before and after. What? What? Again, what's our process? Find a good preset that you like. Start there. Number 2, localize brightnesses. Brighten up her face, darken the backgrounds, recover the highlights where you need to. Step 3, is there anything else that could kind of amplify the image? So in this case, we used a little bit of the cyan. In the first image, we used a little bit of the dehaze, and that's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys are looking for more boudoir tips, the places to pick that up are my free Facebook group for boudoir photographers. You have to be a photographer to get in there. My exclusive newsletter where I share videos that I can't really share on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. I do Instagram lives and I'm always posting pictures there. And then lastly, if you imagine starting a business with your boudoir photography, then I've got the Boudoir Accelerator course. All of these will be linked down below. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to Kinsey for coming out and crushing it during the photo shoot, and for my flight instructor Albert for shooting all the behind the scenes. That man does it all. So go ahead and give those 2 people a follow, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.
Sweet, how was it?
That was amazing. Epic morning, right?
So fun.
And now I get to fly home.
Yeah.
Stay close.